Right then, here we are. Transfer window is done and dusted for us for till January basically, and yeah, mixed bag in it if you think about it really. If I was to be honest about it and give it a score out of 10, I'm probably looking at about a 6, maybe a 7. We got rid of the majority of the players that we wanted to get rid of. You know, your Minaminos, Origis, stuff like that, where they've just kind of been lingering on a little bit too much, or they're just not cut it out. You still got Ox and Naby, who maybe not so much Naby, but Ox definitely we should have moved on. But unfortunately, we just haven't been able to do that. And the one big one, obviously, is Mane. I personally did think that we were going to lose one of them this summer. And if, again, me personally, I think we got rid of the wrong one. But again, maybe the club had their hands tied a little bit, where if Mane has come up to them and basically said, I want out, it's always best to get rid of somebody if they want to leave, isn't it? It's not really good to keep somebody around if they don't want to be there. And they he wanted a new challenge by all accounts. And yeah, he maybe felt a little bit pushed out with all the news and everything being about the Salah contract. But at the end of the day, if he didn't want to be there, he didn't want to be there. On the incoming side is what kind of brings the window down for me. If we go through it just by numbers, we got rid of and moved on 3 forwards, and we literally brought in Nunes. So we are down there. We have bought a backup right back, but we've yet to see him. He seems to fit in really well at Liverpool. He's injured, missed the whole of pre-season. So let's see what happens there with Ramsey. We do seem to have found another diamond in the rough in Carvalho. Like, what a bargain he seems to be, What did we get him for, like 5 million or something daft like that? Nah, he's going to be a true star if he keeps going the way he has been, over the past couple of games. He ain't even started yet and he's got more goals than most of the United squad, hasn't he? So, let's leave that one there. At the beginning of the window, it seemed really well, didn't it? We went for Tuchemane, and as far as I'm aware, we were pretty much going to sign that kid until Real Madrid decided to get involved, and then they just literally blew us out of the water. He wanted to go to Real Madrid. We probably would have lost him to Real Madrid in a few years' time. But financially as well, they just kind of blew everybody out of the water. So we just kind of didn't move on from there, did we? Klopp's come out and said that we did want a midfielder, but the one we was after went elsewhere, Tuchemane. But then we left it 3 months, basically, where we couldn't find another body to come in, like another midfielder. You're telling me that there was not another midfielder out there that we could have gone and signed? You need to have a plan B, don't you? Like, we didn't have one for Van Dijk, but because we knew Van Dijk was coming. We didn't have a plan B for Alisson because we knew Alisson was coming. When Tuchemane, yes, he was pretty much signed on coming to Liverpool, but when Real Madrid stepped in, like, there had to have been some other ones to have gone for. I know that people have said Bellingham as well, but he was never going to come this year. I don't think Bellingham was a backup though. I honestly think that the plan was Tuchemane this year, Bellingham next year. So now we are a window behind in the what's the word I'm looking for? Revitalization of our midfield, the refresh of the midfield. Like, we're a season behind now because we didn't bring nobody in permanently, shall we say. It's just, apparently, from what I've heard as well, like, Klopp turned down that Matheus Nunes. A lot of reporters and stuff have been saying that we've been linked with this Nunes, and he was out there all the time, linked towards us. Some people were thinking it was agent talking, this, that, and the other. But as far as I'm aware, Klopp turned him down. He went to Wolves for 50 million. So at the end, we went for Arthur Melo on deadline day for a loan. Now, I don't even know what to think about this one, to be fair to you. It does sound like a bit of a panic, especially since Henderson got injured. Potentially as well, we may have gone for the wrong one from Juve. Like, Dennis Zakaria has gone to Chelsea, and I know that before he went to Juve, Liverpool was trying to get him on a free transfer, so there was interest in Zakaria before he went to Juve. So it's just, I don't know. Like, Melo is coming on loan. From what I can see, we paid 4.5 million for a loan fee. We're paying for a bit of his wages. And we do also have the option to buy him for £32 million. I think it was like 36 million euros. So it is a bit of a try before you buy. But with the fact that the club came out and said there was no option. You remember when it first got announced and everything, there was no option to buy, no option to buy. Maybe this one's going to be like Ozan Kabak, where we had an option to buy Kabak, but we were never going to take it up. We're probably never going to take this one up. As far as I'm aware, this Melo guy was offered around all window to other teams like Everton and, places like that type of level. He hasn't done any pre-season with Juve. He hasn't started or made the squad of any of the games this season. He's injury prone as well, so he's probably going to fit in really well with us. I see it because we needed a body, and maybe it was like a last ditch attempt, like this was what we need type thing. But it's a bit of a downer, when you go in and get Melo. There was a few rumours around towards the back end yesterday that we were going in for Caicedo at Brighton last minute, but if that's true, why leave it so late in the window? Do you know, I like the kid, I think he'd be really good, but I just think at the same time, why leave it to the last minute? You're not gonna get what you want out of it, are you? But yeah, on Melo, I'm not too keen, if I'm being honest. As I've said, he's injury prone, but he's with us now. We've got to support him. Let's see how he does. He's not going to be in the team this weekend, as far as Klopp was saying, then due to international clearance. So, I'm going to give him a chance. But I will say this, one entity that I will not be giving a chance anymore is FSG. It's another window where we've been told that, next season, as I've just mentioned previously, we were in for Tuchemane to get someone in for midfield this year. Didn't go to plan. And we've just sat on our hands again until last bit of window. It's appalling when you think about, how much we've actually spent this summer. If you including the loan fee for Melo, we've spent 8.64 million. Including incomings and outgoings, 8.64 million. It's a joke, honestly, if I'm being honest with you. Absolute joke. Yet again, we're being told it's next year, and it's just, it does my head in being a Liverpool fan with these being in charge. Yes, we've had some really good success under them. Yes, we've not gone out and spent hundreds of millions. I don't want us to go out and spend hundreds of millions. I want us to at least show some sort of ambition, because did you see as soon as the window shut, all the Bellingham stuff came out again? The fixation they know that us as Liverpool fans have got on this player is unreal, and they're just going to keep reeling that out all the time until he either comes to us or we go. It's I won't be surprised next summer, yeah, we get to the point and Bellingham goes to Real Madrid or Man City or something, and they're just oh well, we tried. Do you know what I mean? It does my head in them being in charge sometimes. The manager is always constantly left underarmed, shall we say. He did so much for us last year, getting to so many, every possible game we could have played, we played. Unlucky not to have done the quadruple. But did we not do the quadruple because they did not give him the tools that he needed to do the job? Just a little bit more investment, and we would have been one of the, we could be one of the best teams in history of the Premier League with a little bit more investment from them. It just does me head in. Do we really realistically think that they're going to spend 100 million next year to buy Bellingham? Do you honestly think that that's going to happen? And even if we did sign Bellingham, say if we did go out and sign Bellingham next summer for 100 million, say we did it, yeah? We're still, at this moment in time, losing Milner, Keita and Ox. Contracts are expiring, yeah? So we'd still be down 2 players. Do you really think they're going to spend 100 million on Bellingham and then provide what we're going to need for that? Replacements for them? 60, 70 million on top? For some more midfielders? It's absolutely balmy to think that we're just another window behind, another year, another 2 windows, whatever it is, we're behind. Whatever it is, we're behind again. It does my head in all the time. I really just can't get my head around why they just leave us so like this all the time. Is it going to be we're going to get Bellingham next year and we're going to be told that Tyler Morton's getting more game time? You know, again, I'm not against giving the youngsters some game time. I really are. But when you want us to challenge with Man City, who's got basically two teams to field out and they'll still win the league, and we're expected to sign like Bellingham, who's going to be, 21, 22, and then rely on other players of a similar age to fill in the gaps. It's just... it does my head in, honestly, just being a Liverpool fan right now. Another thing as well, like next summer, Thiago would be in his last year of his contract, I think. So, you know, we could end up selling Thiago next year to make a bit of profit on him. It's just one of them guys, like, honestly. I did a bit of research before I did this video, just to see what money we had to play with. So I'm going on based on just prize money alone, which from what we had last year, from how far we got in playing in every single game. So prize money alone, not including TV revenue, not including match day revenue or anything else, we got 121.3 million in prize money alone, and we spent 8. Just let that sink in. I'm just going to let that sink in. In prize money alone, we got 121.3 million and we spent just short of 9. It's disgusting, it really is. The only thing I can think of this right now is maybe FSG's thinking about selling up. It's just me putting a few things together with where things are at the moment, with clubs being sold left, right and centre. You know, we've seen Newcastle snapped up, Chelsea have just been bought for a couple of billion, Man United are supposedly on the market for about 4.5 billion. Are FSG thinking, like, you know, it's a buyer's market right now, seller's market right now, should I say? Like, there's buyers out there, like, they're swarming around, like, trying to get hold of a football club. Is this what they're thinking about now? And I guess the only silver lining I would say about this, in the way they've run us so far, is if we were sold to somebody who had the money, the clout, the ambition to actually do something good in the transfer market, we'd be able to spend a fair bit of money without breaking FFP. Look at Newcastle, for instance. Mike Ashley spent absolutely nothing there. And their new owners, that are like the richest owners in the world, can spend up to 300 million in a window without breaking FFP. It's bonkers, isn't it, when you think about it that way? So, yeah, anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts on the window down below in the comments. Give this video a like and share it with your mates. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.